Did you know that one seemingly minor daily habit can subtly eliminate the risk of developing 90% of the most daunting diseases? Such a claim might seem incredible, yet a growing body of scientific research confirms what ancient teachings and modern researchers have quietly suggested for years. Human health is largely determined by daily habits, not solely by genetic inheritance or pharmaceutical treatments. If you've reached 60, you've probably often heard about what to avoid. For example, don't move so much or don't forget to take your medication. But what if instead you were offered something you could actively do that could restore memory, reduce the likelihood of developing cancers, cleanse blood vessels, and even improve your overall emotional well-being? We're not talking about magic elixirs or expensive technological devices here. The essence lies in 6 simple habits, so mundane that most people tend to ignore them. Nevertheless, when performed daily, they can activate some of the most powerful healing mechanisms in the human body. Whether you're battling high blood pressure, suffering from brain fog, or simply striving to feel vibrant again, these 6 habits can profoundly change your life. If you're tired of watching your energy wane year after year and wondering if it's just an inevitable part of aging, then it's time to start. 1. Morning hydration. The first of these habits is remarkably simple, yet surprisingly often overlooked. Drinking a full glass of water immediately upon waking. You'll be amazed at how something so ordinary can bring such extraordinary benefits, especially for those who have crossed the 60-year mark. During sleep, the human body goes without water for 6 to 8 hours. This is a significant period without hydration, particularly crucial for the brain, joints, and, of course, the heart and blood vessels. Most people wake up in a state of mild dehydration, and such a dry start to the day triggers a cascade of issues. This leads to slowed digestive processes, blood thickening, decreased mental alertness, and increased inflammatory responses throughout the body. Why is this so important for memory preservation, cancer prevention, and healthy circulation? Because dehydration insidiously works. It makes the blood more viscous, forcing the heart to work overtime. It restricts oxygen flow to the brain, causing foggy sensations and forgetfulness. And what's worse, it weakens the body's natural detoxification systems, the liver and kidneys, which are the first line of defense against toxins and abnormal cell growth. In fact, numerous studies show that chronic dehydration is associated with an increased risk of kidney stones, urinary tract infections, and even certain types of cancers, such as bladder and colorectal cancer. However, here's the remarkable part. Starting your day with 1 or 2 glasses of pure water can instantly transform the functioning of your entire system. This action kickstarts metabolism, helps flush out overnight waste, and increases blood fluidity, thereby reducing strain on the heart muscle. For older adults suffering from stiff joints or morning aches, this single habit alone can make getting out of bed significantly less arduous. You can think of it as a reset button. Before you reach for coffee, start breakfast, or even check your phone, simply drink water. Some people prefer adding lemon or a pinch of sea salt to their water for electrolyte balance and a gentle digestive boost. These are great additions, but plain water works just as effectively. Consistency is key. This is not a one-time fix. Your body needs this gift every single morning. Over time, this single habit helps improve mental clarity, optimize digestion, boost energy levels, and bolster immune response. After all, a well-hydrated body is a resilient body. There's a case of an 82-year-old man named Harold who started this habit after his doctor told him he had borderline hypertension. He made only minor lifestyle changes, but every morning he filled a tall glass of filtered water, drank it slowly, and waited 10 minutes before having his coffee. After 3 months, his blood pressure dropped, his energy returned, and his bouts of forgetfulness became far less frequent. He laughed, claiming, "Turns out I wasn't getting old. I was just dehydrated." Sometimes the solution is surprisingly simple, yet it's simply overlooked. So, before you reach for another pill or book an appointment with a specialist, ask yourself, did I give my body what it needed this morning? A glass of water might not seem powerful, but when consumed daily, it absolutely is. 2. Daily brisk walking. The second habit that can help eliminate 90% of diseases is simply brisk walking every day. Yes, walking, not running, not sprinting, and not marine-style stair climbing. Just purposeful walking. And yet, it's one of the most powerful actions you can take for your entire body, especially after reaching 60 years of age. The truth is, walking isn't just movement. It's active circulation. It's triggering natural rhythms that maintain adequate blood flow, lubricate joints, and keep the mind sharp. When you walk briskly, even for 15 to 30 minutes, you activate nearly every system in your body. Your heart rate increases, oxygen delivery improves, and muscles efficiently clear sugar from the bloodstream, which is tremendously beneficial for blood sugar control and reducing the risk of type 2 diabetes. But the benefits extend much deeper. One of the most underrated virtues of daily walking is its role in improving memory and mental clarity. Studies have convincingly shown that older adults who regularly engage in brisk walking experience an increase in hippocampus volume. This is the brain region closely linked to memory functions. And we're not talking about just any memory, but the kind that helps you remember names, important appointments, or where you left your keys. When blood flows freely to the brain, neurons receive ample nourishment, become oxygenated, and are significantly more active. What about cancers? While walking is certainly not a cure for cancer, consistent physical activity has been proven to reduce the risk of several types, including colon, breast, and endometrial cancers. It aids in hormone regulation, enhances immune surveillance, meaning your body is more likely to detect and eliminate abnormal cells early, and reduces inflammation, which often serves as fertile ground for cancer to thrive. Here's the key takeaway. Your walking needs to be purposeful. A casual stroll through the grocery store isn't quite the same. You need to swing your arms a bit. Pick up your pace enough to be slightly out of breath, but still able to hold a conversation. If possible, take your walks outdoors. Sunlight and fresh air bring even more benefits. However, indoors is good too. The habit is more important than the setting. Let me tell you about a woman I once knew named Carol. She was 76 when she started walking daily. After her doctor recommended it for lowering high cholesterol, she initially just walked for 5 minutes around the block. Within a few months, not only did her health markers improve, but she slept better, smiled more often, and even started doing crossword puzzles again, which she had given up due to brain fog. Walking cleared her mind in many ways. There's a deep psychological aspect to this as well. Daily walking gives you a sense of control. It's something you choose to do. In a world that often feels like it's taking things away, mobility, energy, independence as you age, walking gives something back. A quiet yet powerful strength. So, if it's not yet part of your daily rhythm, it's worth making it so. No gym needed. No fan seguir. Just 2 legs and a little commitment. 3. Deep breathing and mindful stillness. Among all the habits we tend to overlook, this one might surprise you the most, but it's also one of the most powerful. Daily deep breathing combined with mindful stillness. That's right. Simply sitting quietly, taking deep breaths, and allowing your mind to settle for a few minutes each day can have a profound impact on your entire body. This impact extends from lowering blood pressure and reducing inflammation to boosting the immune system and even protecting cognitive function, especially memory. Let's look at what happens when you take slow, controlled breaths deep into the diaphragm, not just into your chest. This type of breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, often called the rest and digest system. This leads to lower cortisol levels, a reduced heart rate, and a calming of inflammatory processes, the root cause of nearly all chronic diseases, including cancers, arthritis, and dementia. Many people over 60 are constantly in a state of low-level stress. Even if life seems calm on the surface, the body can be in a state of readiness, worrying about finances, health, children, or loneliness. This quiet, chronic stress accumulates. And where does it manifest? In your blood vessels, in your immune system, in your brain's memory center. But here's the beauty of deep breathing. It effectively breaks this stress cycle. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day, spent in a quiet place, slowly inhaling for a count of 4, holding for 4, and exhaling for 4 can literally reset the body's stress response. This single habit alone can significantly reduce the risk of heart disease, decrease inflammatory processes, and promote clearer thinking. Now, let's add the element of mindfulness, but not in the form of complex meditation. It's simply about observing your thoughts without judgment. Combined with deep breathing, this provides your brain with a kind of mental shower, clearing out the clutter that accumulates throughout the day. For older adults, especially those living alone, this habit can be a game changer. It improves mood, normalizes sleep, and even boosts immune function by reducing chronic stress hormones. Take Frank, for example. He was 82 and had suffered from high blood pressure for over a decade. Medication offered only partial relief, and the side effects wore him down. His granddaughter introduced him to the practices of deep breathing and mindful stillness. He was skeptical at first, but decided to try it. He dedicated 10 minutes to it every morning, right before breakfast. After 2 months, not only did his blood pressure improve, but he also noticed he was less irritable and more focused. He even started reading again, something he hadn't done in years. What's happening here isn't magic. It's pure biology. Your breath directly influences your vagus nerve, which connects the brain to major organs. When stimulated through deep breathing, it improves digestion, regulates heart rate, and reduces systemic inflammation. It's a small act, but it can feel like a return of control over a body that sometimes feels unpredictable. Deep breathing and sitting still are not an action. They're among the most powerful actions you can take. They send a message to every cell in your body. You're safe. You're okay. You can heal. If you've never tried it, don't worry about doing it perfectly. Just sit, breathe slowly, and be kind to yourself. Allow your mind to wander. Allow your body to settle. And notice how, day by day, your mental clarity sharpens, tension eases, and energy returns. This one habit, practiced consistently, can become the foundation that allows all other habits to work more effectively. It calms internal chaos so the body can focus on what it was designed to do: repair, regenerate, and thrive. 4. Cold water exposure. This might sound a bit extreme, but the next habit is quietly making waves in the world of longevity and healing, and it's surprisingly simple. We're talking about cold water exposure, not necessarily ice baths or polar plunges, but simply a daily cool rinse. Whether it's a bracing shower or just splashing cold tap water on your face and hands, it can trigger a powerful healing response throughout your body. Let's break down the mechanism. When your body comes into contact with cold water, even for a short period, it enters what's called a controlled stress response. Blood vessels constrict and then dilate, significantly improving circulation. Your heart rate slows, and your body releases a burst of norepinephrine, a natural chemical that effectively reduces inflammation and boosts mood and mental clarity. In short, cold exposure wakes up your body and makes it work more efficiently. Our ancestors, it's well known, were constantly exposed to changing temperatures. Their bodies were adapted to adjust, but modern life, with its climate control, warm blankets, and long hot showers, has made us too comfortable, and this comfort can reduce the body's resilience over time. Cold water resets this system. It strengthens your vascular system, trains your body to respond more flexibly to stress, and even helps flush out toxins by stimulating the lymphatic system. And here's the kicker. Numerous studies show that people who regularly expose themselves to brief cold have lower inflammation markers, better immune function, and even fewer symptoms of depression. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. I'm in my 70s. I'm not jumping into a cold shower. And you don't have to. You can start small. Try ending your warm shower with just 15 seconds of cool water. Or try dunking your hands and face in a bowl of cold water in the morning. The point isn't how intense the exposure is, but the consistency. Take Gloria, 76, who struggled with persistent joint pain and brain fog. Her grandson told her about cold rinses. At first, she laughed. "That's for young people," she said. But eventually, She tried ending her shower with 30 seconds of cold water. It was uncomfortable at first, but after 2 weeks, she started feeling more alert in the mornings. Her knees felt less stiff, and surprisingly, her mood significantly improved. She described it as feeling like she had shocked herself awake, not just physically, but emotionally. That's exactly what cold does. It pulls us out of stagnation. It resets systems that have become sluggish with age. And for older adults, that kind of stimulation is pure gold. Your body doesn't need punishment. It needs a nudge. And cold water is one of the gentlest, most effective nudges available. There's also evidence that regular cold exposure increases something called brown fat, a healthy type of fat that actually burns energy and helps regulate blood sugar and body temperature. For older adults concerned about diabetes or weight gain, this can be a significant bonus. The key here isn't perfection or endurance. It's curiosity. Try for a week. A quick cool rinse, a splash of cold water on your face before breakfast. See how your energy shifts. Your circulation improves. Your immune system strengthens. Sometimes the path to healing isn't more medication or more effort. It's bringing the body back to its natural rhythms. Cold water connects us to those rhythms. It's not about discomfort. It's about vitality. 5. Deep breathing rituals. Most people view breathing as automatic. Inhale, exhale, repeat. But what if I told you that how you breathe, especially after age 60, can either fuel disease or actively fight it? This next habit is deceptively simple, yet holds the power to transform your physical and mental health from the inside out. We're talking about deep, conscious breathing. Let's be clear. We're not talking about complex yoga poses or hour-long meditations. We mean a daily, deep breathing ritual. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day of conscious, slow breaths can lower blood pressure, improve memory, support immune function, and even reduce your risk of stroke. Sound incredible? Science backs it up. Here's why it works. When you take deep, diaphragmatic breaths, meaning you breathe deeply into your belly, not shallowly into your chest, it signals your body to shift into what's called a parasympathetic state. This is your rest and repair mode. It's the opposite of the fight or flight state that many older adults unconsciously live in due to chronic stress, loneliness, or anxiety. Over time, chronic shallow breathing keeps your body in a low-level stress state. Cortisol levels stay high, inflammation seeps in, and your nervous system gets out of balance. But with a few minutes of deep breathing a day, you can flip that switch. You lower stress hormones, oxygenate your blood, improve circulation, and allow your organs, including your brain, to function more efficiently. Let me give you an example. George, 81, was struggling with short-term memory and sleep. He tried supplements, avoided caffeine, and attempted puzzles, but nothing helped. Then his daughter, a medical science student, suggested something entirely different. She introduced him to a 5-minute daily breathing technique called 4-7-8. He'd inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and slowly exhale for 8. At first, he thought it was silly, but after a week, he noticed he was falling asleep faster. After a month, he was recalling phone numbers without writing them down, and after 3 months, his doctor told him his blood pressure had significantly improved without medication changes. There's also compelling research linking deep breathing to improved brain plasticity. This means it helps your brain stay flexible, adaptive, and youthful. For older adults concerned about memory loss, dementia, or focus, this is a vital discovery. Simply put, when you breathe better, your brain works better. Deep breathing also massages your internal organs. Every time you breathe with your diaphragm, your lungs expand downward, gently stimulating your liver, kidneys, and intestines. This aids digestion, detoxification, and nutrient absorption, processes that often slow down with age. And here's what's especially important. Deep breathing helps older adults reconnect with their bodies. Many people over 70 report feeling detached, as if their body is a stranger or something they no longer trust. But taking a few minutes each day to consciously breathe, to feel the breath enter and leave, is a form of self-respect. It's a way of saying, I'm still here. this body still matters. You don't need fancy equipment or special classes. You can sit in your favorite chair, close your eyes, and start with just 5 slow, deep breaths. Try to make your exhale longer than your inhale. That's the secret. A long exhale tells your nervous system you're safe. You can heal now. Over time, this small daily habit can significantly reduce anxiety symptoms as it calms the nervous system. It can ease arthritis symptoms by reducing overall inflammation in the body. Digestive issues often improve too, thanks to vagus nerve stimulation. Fatigue recedes as the body gets ample oxygen and sheds excess stress. And of course, it supports heart health by reducing strain through decreased stress hormones and improved circulation. It's a true fountain of youth, hiding in plain sight in something you've done your entire life, but likely never fully explored. If you've ever felt like your health was out of your control, start with your breath. It costs nothing. It takes very little time, and it has the power to transform how you feel, think, and interact with the world at any age. 6. Consistent sleep and wake schedule. Many older adults tend to believe that poor sleep is just an inevitable part of aging, something to be resigned to. However, what if I told you that going to bed and waking up at the same time every single day could be one of the most powerful tools for preventing disease and even extending your life? This final habit might seem mundane, but it holds extraordinary power, maintaining a consistent, unwavering sleep and wake schedule. Here's why it's so critically important. Your body operates on a 24-hour internal clock, known as your circadian rhythm. This rhythm controls a host of vital processes. When you feel alert, when your organs function most efficiently, when your brain is sharpest, and even when your immune system is most active. However, as we age, this internal clock can get out of sync, especially if you stay up too late watching TV, nap erratically during the day, or wake up at different times each morning. And when this natural rhythm is disrupted, literally everything suffers, from blood sugar levels to cognitive function, including memory. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, including weekends, helps to restore and firmly protect this vital rhythm. When your body knows what to expect, it can prepare itself, releasing the right hormones at the right time, repairing tissues more effectively during sleep, and keeping inflammation in check. Scientists are now actively researching and finding that irregular sleep patterns are strongly linked to heart disease, cognitive decline, and even a weakened immune system. But here's the good news. This is one habit you can start implementing tonight. Let me tell you about Frances, who is 78. For years, she struggled with restless nights and a foggy feeling in her head in the mornings. She tried various remedies, pills, herbal teas, warm baths, but nothing brought lasting relief. Then her grandson, who was studying medical science, suggested something entirely different. He advised her to go to bed at the same time every night and wake up at the same time every morning, sticking to it rigidly, no matter what, even if she had slept poorly. At first, she was skeptical, but after 3 weeks, she started waking up without an alarm. Her energy returned. She even noticed her arthritis flare-ups were less severe. The point is, when sleep becomes consistent, the brain's lymphatic system, its built-in cleaner, starts functioning significantly more effectively. This system removes waste proteins that, if left unchecked, are linked to conditions like Alzheimer's. And it performs this crucial cleanup only during deep sleep. A regular sleep schedule makes it easier for your body to reach this deep, restorative stage of sleep. And that's not all. Hormones like melatonin and cortisol start to regulate better. Melatonin helps you fall asleep naturally, while cortisol keeps you alert and your immune system balanced. When they're out of sync, you might feel tired during the day, but wide awake at night. A frustrating pattern many older adults know all too well. By sticking to a routine, you also signal to your body that it's safe. It no longer needs to guess what's coming next. This sense of predictability can significantly reduce overall stress levels, which is excellent news for your heart, blood vessels, and digestive system. In fact, some research suggests that sleep irregularity can be just as harmful as not getting enough sleep at all. So how do you start? Choose a bedtime that allows for 7 to 8 hours of sleep and feels natural for your body. Set a wake-up time and stick to it rigorously, even if the previous night was rough. Avoid heavy meals and screens for at least an hour before bed. And consider creating a bedtime ritual, perhaps quiet music, gentle stretching, or reading a calming book. Over time, your body will begin to associate these cues with sleep, and the process will become easier. This habit might not seem flashy or revolutionary, but it is foundational because when your sleep is stable, your brain works better, your heart pumps stronger, your mood improves, and your body gets a full chance to heal. It's like a daily health reset that happens every night, all without pills. Final thoughts. If you've made it this far, you're in a rare group. You're among those who aren't just interested in health, but deeply committed to living a full life every single day. We've talked about 6 habits, and while each might seem simple on its own, together they form a powerful foundation that can transform the rest of your life. These aren't fleeting fads or complicated, hard-to-maintain regimens. These are sustainable, practical habits, backed by both rigorous science and rich life experience. And here's the core message. The older you get, the more power you have to choose how you will live. Too often, the narrative around aging is filled only with limitations. It's about what we can't do, what we've lost, what's too late to change. But that's far from the complete picture. In reality, many of the most vibrant and healthy older adults are those who have consciously chosen to take small, daily steps in a profoundly different direction. They haven't done it to relentlessly chase an elusive youth. They've done it to honor and cherish the life they've been given. That's what these habits are about. They're about reclaiming your energy, your mental clarity, and your dignity one day at a time. Perhaps you're asking, am I truly capable of this? The answer is an unequivocal, absolutely. Start with just one habit. Perhaps today you'll decide to take a short morning walk, or drink a glass of water right after waking, or go to bed at the same time tonight. These seemingly minor changes create powerful momentum. With each right choice, your body responds. Your mind sharpens. Your confidence returns. You start to feel like yourself again. Not the version shaped by age or illness, but the one rooted in purpose and presence in the moment. I've seen it countless times. A man in his early 80s who started incorporating fermented foods and noticed significant improvements in digestion and mood. A woman who began daily gentle stretching and felt her joints become more mobile for the first time in years. People who thought they were too old to change, but took the leap anyway, and saw life open up to them in ways they never dared to dream. And if you've ever doubted your capacity for recovery, let me remind you, your body is designed to heal. Your mind is capable of rewiring, and your spirit is still strong, no matter what you've been through. The real question isn't whether change is possible. It's whether you'll give yourself permission to try. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing. Willing to listen to your body. Willing to be kind to yourself. That's where true transformation begins. So, as you move forward, I hope you take this with you. You have far more control over your health than you might realize. And every time you choose one of these habits, you're casting a vote for the future you want for yourself. A future with less pain, more mental clarity, and profound joy.